They came screaming out of the sky, machines of speed, steel, and terror. From the legendary Messerschmitt Bf 109 to the unstoppable jet-powered Messerschmitt Me 262, these aircraft didn't just fight the war, they redefined it. Some became icons, others were desperate gambles, but each one tells a story of innovation, power, and the race to dominate the skies. The Messerschmitt Bf 109 was the backbone of Germany's air war. Constantly evolving throughout the conflict, it served on every major front from 1939 to 1945. Agile, deadly, and produced in massive numbers, it became one of the most iconic fighters in aviation history. The Focke-Wulf Fw 190, nicknamed the Butcher Bird by Allied pilots, was rugged and immensely powerful. Often considered the finest radial engine fighter of the war, it provided a formidable alternative to Messerschmitt's liquid-cooled designs. The Ta-152 was Kurt Tank's late-war masterpiece, designed specifically for high-altitude interception. Despite its exceptional speed and sleek design, only a handful reached combat units before the war ended. The Messerschmitt Me 110, known as the Zerstörer or Destroyer, was a fearsome weapon in early campaigns. However, it struggled during the Battle of Britain, later finding its true role as a highly effective night fighter. The Messerschmitt Me 210 was a deeply flawed attempt to replace the Bf 110. Severe aerodynamic instability plagued the aircraft, ultimately leading to the cancellation of its production. The Messerschmitt Me 410 Hornus, known as the Hornet, was the improved successor to the Me 210. With stability issues resolved, it proved effective as both a reconnaissance aircraft and a heavy fighter. The Heinkel He 51 was an outdated biplane fighter that saw action during the Spanish Civil War. By the start of World War II, it was largely relegated to advanced pilot training roles. The Messerschmitt Me 262, known as the Schwalbe, was the world's first operational jet-powered fighter. Its incredible speed made it nearly untouchable by Allied piston engine aircraft, a true revolution in aviation. The Heinkel 162 Volksjäger was a desperate late-war design under the Volksjäger program. Built quickly from non-strategic materials, it was often flown by inexperienced young pilots. The Messerschmitt Me 163 Komet was the only rocket-powered fighter ever used in combat. Its speed was extraordinary, but handling its volatile fuel was often more dangerous than facing the enemy. The Bochem BA-349 Notter was a radical vertical launch interceptor concept. Designed for short, almost suicidal missions, it was intended to defend against Allied bomber formations. The Heinkel Beech E-219 Uhu, nicknamed the Owl, was one of the Luftwaffe's most effective night fighters. It also became the first operational aircraft equipped with ejection seats. The Dornier Do-335 File, known as the Arrow, featured a unique push-pull engine configuration. Exceptionally fast, it remains the fastest piston engine aircraft ever built in Germany. The Junkers Ju-87 Stuka was the infamous dive bomber whose siren became a symbol of terror during Blitzkrieg. Without air superiority, however, it proved extremely vulnerable. The Junkers Ju-88 was one of the most versatile aircraft of the war. Fast and adaptable, it performed roles ranging from level bombing to dive bombing and torpedo attacks. The Junkers Ju-188 was an advanced development of the Ju-88, featuring a redesigned glass nose and more powerful engines. The Junkers Ju-86 was an earlier generation bomber with limited wartime use. It later found a niche role as a high-altitude reconnaissance aircraft. The Dornier Do-17, known as the Flying Pencil, relied on speed for survival. Its narrow fuselage gave it a distinctive and recognizable silhouette. The Dornier Do-215 was a development of the Do-17, originally intended for export, but later used by the Luftwaffe for reconnaissance missions. The Dornier Do-217 was a larger and more powerful aircraft, used in roles ranging from bombing to night fighting and anti-shipping operations. The Heinkel He-111 was one of the most recognizable aircraft of early German aviation, easily identified by its glazed nose. It served throughout the war, even carrying V-1 flying bombs. The Heinkel He-177 Greif, known as the Griffin, suffered from severe engine reliability issues and frequent fires. Despite this, it became Germany's only true long-range heavy bomber used in combat. The Arado AR-234 Blitz was the world's first operational jet bomber and reconnaissance aircraft. Its speed made interception nearly impossible. The Henschel HS-123 was already considered obsolete by 1939, yet its toughness and maneuverability allowed it to serve effectively in close air support roles until 1944. The Henschel HS-129, nicknamed the Can Opener, was a specialized anti-tank aircraft. Heavily armored and armed with powerful cannons, it was designed to destroy enemy armor. The Focke-Wulf Fw-190FF was optimized for ground attack missions, featuring additional armor and the ability to carry heavy bomb loads. The Focke-Wulf Fw-190G was a long-range fighter bomber. Reduced armament allowed it to carry more fuel for deep strike missions. The Focke-Wulf Fw-200 Condor, called the Scourge of the Atlantic by Winston Churchill, hunted Allied convoys and guided U-boats to their targets. The Heinkel He-115 was a reliable twin-engine seaplane used extensively in coastal operations, including mine-laying, torpedo attacks, and reconnaissance. From the roaring engines of the Messerschmitt 109 to the futuristic scream of the Messerschmitt Me 262, these aircraft tell a story far greater than machines alone. They reflect ambition pushed to its limits, innovation born under pressure, and the relentless drive to control the skies at any cost. Some designs proved timeless, others became symbols of desperation in a collapsing war machine. The Focke-Wulf Fw-190 stood as a masterpiece of engineering, while projects like the Heinkel He-162 revealed just how far Germany was willing to go in its final days. In the end, technology alone could not change the course of the war, but these aircraft left a lasting legacy, shaping the future of aviation, redefining aerial combat, and reminding us that even the most advanced machines are ultimately tools of the people and the era that create them.